Hi, I'm Laura Pazzaglia of Hip Cooking, and today we're going to make our first pressure cooker recipe, a delicious garlic cauliflower potato mash. Don't worry, it's easy. We're also going to discuss your pressure cooker's minimum liquid requirement and any adjustments you need to make when you double or halve a pressure cooker recipe. Welcome to Pressure Cooking School! Pressure cooking is as easy as 1, 2, 3. All you have to do is add the food, add the cooking liquid, and choose the cooking timer program, and go. Let's try it.
Okay, in this particular recipe, we start with the cooker's minimum liquid requirement. Now we'll add the potatoes. The small ones can be added whole and the large ones should be cut to about the same size. You can leave the skin on for extra fiber and protein. It will be tenderized in the pressure cooker, or peel the potatoes before starting. It's up to you. That's it, we can close the pressure cooker. Don't worry, I didn't forget the garlic. We're going to add it after pressure cooking, and I'll explain why a little bit later. Just like we did in our hot water test, we set the valve to seal on the lid, input the cooking time, and wait for the water inside to come for a boil. When the cooking time is finished, we can carefully open the valve and release pressure. Okay, let's add the salt and finally the garlic. The reason I add garlic in this recipe last is because garlic is one of those ingredients that doesn't do really well in the pressure cooker. A lot of the flavor just seems to disappear. So if you want a really strong garlic flavor, you add it right at the end, and the heat of the food is going to flash cook it, so it's not going to be raw garlic, but it will still impart a very strong garlic flavor instead. Let's start mashing. You'll see the skins are very tender and they're already falling apart. So they will add a slightly different color, but you won't notice the texture. Okay, so how easy was that? Look at how smooth everything is. My kids don't even complain about the skins. Garlic cauliflower mashed potatoes. Enjoy!
Let's talk about your pressure cooker's minimum liquid requirement. That's the least amount of liquid your pressure cooker needs to generate enough steam to build and maintain pressure, to pressure cook. Now, the amount of liquid will differ by brand and construction and the type of valve the pressure cooker has. For example, this pressure cooker needs 1.5 cups. This one, just half. And this one, we're not quite sure, but I found that 1.5 cups is enough to bring just about any pressure cooker with unclear minimum liquid requirements to pressure. Make sure that any recipe you make contains at least that amount of liquid. And if you ever cut it in half, don't go under your pressure cooker's minimum liquid requirement, or the pressure cooker won't reach pressure. When you double or halve this kind of recipe, you don't need to increase or decrease the cooking time. It stays the same. 1 potato takes 10 minutes to pressure cook, and so do 4, and so do 8 potatoes. That's because pressure cooking time is determined by the size and not the quantity of food. It's the amount of time the heat needs to penetrate to the center of the food and cook it. So, a large potato, 10 minutes at high pressure. Small potato, 5 minutes. And large potato cut in small pieces, also 5 minutes, no matter how many of them you pressure cook.
So, to review, when halving or doubling a pressure cooker recipe, the cooking time doesn't change. It's only affected by the size and not the quantity of food. Especially when cutting a recipe in half, make sure your pressure cooker's required minimum amount of liquid is met. And especially when doubling a recipe, make sure not to go over the maximum filling levels. That's no more than half full for rice, grains, and beans, and no more than 2/3 full for everything else.